Rawr!
Ew.
Hello and welcome to Pony&Wolf Productions. I am Midnight and today we'll be reading Thanks for the Memories, written by Sonicsuns. I hope you all enjoy, and don't forget, these are our amazing Patreons. Link is in the description if you wish to join. Now, shall we get to it? Applejack hollered as best she could to the excited crowd of fools. All right, little ponies. Are you ready for the turkey chase? Yeah! Yelled the crowd. No pony was quite sure where the idea of imitating Big Mac had come from, but by this point it was tradition. I said, hollered Applejack, are you ready for the annual Ponyville turkey chase? Yeah! Screamed the crowd, this time much louder. Does every pony have their ribbons so they know what team they're on? Yeah! Does every pony know which pen to use to put the turkeys into when you grab them so you get points for your team? Yeah! Is everybody thankful to be here for this beautiful Thanksgiving? Yeah! Big Mac, let 'em fly! Big Macintosh pulled a lever on the side of the large cage they'd constructed, and the turkeys went running madly into the crowd. Several foals got their forelegs around one, only for the birds to suddenly scramble away. Soon both fowls and foals were running in all directions, with fillies and colts shouting out half-baked strategies to their teammates, as the entire square descended into happy chaos. At the opposite end of the square stood a brown stallion, with an hourglass for a cutie mark. He watched the foals in their game, muttering numbers under his breath. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 26, 27... No, that's not right. One of them is missing. He made a lap around the square, poking his head in every hiding place he could think of. He was about 3/4 on the way around when he found what he was looking for. A little brown and white colt, huddling in a quiet alleyway. Aha! Said the stallion, and the colt jumped. When the colt showed his face, however, it appeared as though he'd been crying. Oh my, said the brown stallion. I'm terribly sorry. I was just wondering where you were. I'm the doctor. I'm not sick, sir, said the colt, revealing a Trottingham accent. Oh, I'm not that kind of doctor. Not usually, at least. He glanced behind him. I just couldn't help but notice that you weren't part of the game just now. You could always join in, you know. The colt kicked a hoof idly and looked at the ground. I guess I just didn't feel like it, sir. Why not? Well, it's Thanksgiving, and I guess I didn't feel like I should be part of it. I'm sorry. It's a little hard to explain. The doctor looked at the still drying tears on the colt's face. What is your name? Pipsqueak, sir. The doctor smiled slowly. Is that right? Do your friends ever call you Squeak? I had a friend named Squeak once. Was he a mouse? The doctor chuckled. You know, Barry Bubble asked me the same thing once. Fact was, I didn't have an answer. Squeak was invisible, you see, so a bit hard to be exact on the matter of species. Pipsqueak stared at him for a moment. You're a strange pony, he said, finally. And you're not having a good Thanksgiving, are you? Replied the doctor, taking a seat by his new companion. Anyway, there's no harm in being strange. It's a strange universe. Might as well blend in. He shuffled through his saddlebag. Do you want a jelly, baby? What? It's these candies, these little... He held out one in his hoof. You've never seen these? Pipsqueak shook his head. Well, there's a whole bag of them here, if you want one. They sat in silence for a while as the doctor munched on his candy. Pipsqueak looked off towards the children, playing in the square. If I had to hazard a guess, said the doctor suddenly, I'd guess that you'd feel a bit left out. Weren't invited to the party, I suppose, is that it? Oh, no, sir. That's not it. They did invite me. They've been quite, well, kind. Apart from Diamond Tiara, I suppose, but that's not a problem, really. The doctor looked at him for a long moment, then craned his neck back to look at the sky. Well, this is a riddle then. Obviously you want to go. You were invited to go. But here you are in a little alleyway, instead of joining them yourself. He looked down at Pipsqueak again. So I'm guessing it's not that they didn't want you, that they didn't understand. Understand, sir? Yes, understand. They don't understand because there's something they don't know. Something you didn't want to talk about? Something that made you sad? The doctor leaned in. Can I tell you a secret? Pipsqueak looked at him. I'm not from around here. Oh? The doctor nodded. I didn't grow up in Ponyville. I didn't grow up in Equestria, actually. Actually, I didn't grow up with 4 legs, but that's a story for another time. Point is, I'm a long way from home. And I don't know a lot of ponies around here. He looked off towards the crowd in the square, and Pipsqueak followed his gaze. And it can be hard sometimes, starting over in a new place, meeting new people, even when the ponies are lovely. And these ones are lovely, by the way. The fact remains that you miss the folks you once knew. Pipsqueak looked up at him, but the doctor didn't seem to notice. Old friends, he continued, and grand adventures. Things that were so precious, so personal, it feels like no one could ever understand. The fact is, you don't always want to move on. You say to yourself, now wait just a moment. This can't be right. I had plans, you know. We had plans. All of us. We were going places. We were trying new things. And then somehow it's all just didn't happen the way you'd hoped. Time took a different turn. They were quiet for a while until Pipsqueak spoke up. Did you ever talk to your friend? The doctor seemed to pull himself out of his reverie, slowly and reluctantly. Squeak. Unfortunately, he's far away right now. Haven't heard from him in a long time. He sighed. What about you? You must have had friends in Trottingham. Pipsqueak sniffed. I did, sir. The doctor smiled gently. I'm sure they miss you, just as much as you miss them. And that's all right. But you know, making new friends doesn't mean you have to give up on your old ones, even if it's been a long time. It feels like forever. People have a funny way of thinking about time. They think that all we have is the present. The past is over and the future may never come, and all that. But that's not how I see it. Truth is, the past is still with us, here in our hearts. You know, we carry it along wherever we go, and the future will come. It always does. Onward and upward, Pipsqueak. That's the only way to do it. But I'm supposed to say I'm thankful for something. How can I do that when I feel so sad? The doctor put a foreleg around him. No matter what you've lost, there's always one thing you can say. What's that? The doctor smiled. Thanks for the memory. Aww. This one's sweet and kind, and after my first Christmas, and possibly first New Year's by the time this comes out, in Germany, there's a lot I've missed. I would have big family get-togethers and meet everyone in the family, but this time, it's quieter. It's just me and Visual, and the kitty cats. And there are things I miss, of course, but it's time to make new memories, and those old ones, they won't be forgotten. That was Thanks for the Memories, written by Sonicsuns. I hope you enjoyed, and keep watching that moon, everyone. Bye!